everyone, and welcome to Unregulated Leadership. We are on another episode here in Nigeria. And before we get started, I want to give you a little bit of background about what unregulated leadership is. And one of the things that we think about when we think about unregulated leaders are they're disruptive, they're self-reflective, and they are authentic. And so some of these are the characteristics of what an unregulated leader is. They recognize the value in themselves and they just begin to lead people. And so I don't know if I told you who I am, but I'm Dr. Lavonya Douglas, and we have here with us our co-host, Nnena. Do you want to introduce yourself and then introduce our special guest?
Yes. My name is Nnena Uneka, and I am a co-host on the Unregulated Leadership podcast. In the studio with us today is Timon, who has a peculiar leadership story. And we're interested in this story because sometimes we might be doing things that are considered leadership roles, but we don't even recognize it until someone has recognized that in us and elevated us into a leadership story. So without much ado, let's hear from Timon and have him introduce himself and tell us a bit about his leadership journey.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Nnena, for having me on this show.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your invite. It's actually a great platform to be featured on, and I feel honored and I feel humbled to be here. I am. My name is King. Everybody calls me Timon, and I'm the president of Maidunama Sickle Cell Foundation. I've been that for like 5 years since the lockdown 2020. I was appointed by the founder, Hajerabi Maidunama. And then I am also the founder of Warriorhood Academy, where I educate my community on holistic health management for sickle cell.
Sure. When you say your community, tell us more about your beloved community.
Oh, right. The identity that we got to know before we got to know our name.
Yes.
Being a sickle cell, I am a sickle cell warrior, right? I'm 37, so I'm close to my 40s, and it was because I was getting going higher on the age scale. Yes. I decided to take matters into my own hands that gave birth to this entire journey of serving my community, because I was actively looking for solutions for myself, and I found these solutions and mechanisms that I could use to manage myself, which are now common knowledge in the community. And I felt the need to actually pass on this information. Some of them, to speak in corporate terms, right?
Yes.
So I can say those ones on Maidunama Sickle Cell platform.
Yes.
Like the whole formal conversations that has to do with Western medical practices, right? But then with when you're talking about the less known holistic medical practice, some statements or teachings that you might give that informal might need regulation, and I cannot say it on a very formal platform. That's why I had to create a different platform where I help to manage and coach and teach sickle cell warriors on holistic management of sickle cell. I believe that for every adult, that is the best. For every sickle cell warrior that is an adult, that's the best way to manage yourself. It has to be on an individual and a personal management skill. Don't just depend on whatever the hospital says or whatever the doctor says or whatever the books say. Some of these things are not being updated as often, and we are all individuals. Our body are different. That we are all sickle cell warriors doesn't mean our body operates the same way. That they just have a measurement standard. You use this medication, you use this medication. So that's how Warriorhood got to get. I decided to create that platform for it.
I love that. When I hear you tell us about your story, one of the things that I hear is you did the research for yourself, but you didn't hoard it for yourself.
No,
you didn't keep it. You then created something to share with others. And that's one of the things that we think of when we think of unregulated leadership is like, we are here to also give back, right? Like, when we have something that is helpful to us, we should share it with others so that they can get better, so they can live the best life that they can live. And so I really enjoy, it's like we had talked earlier about, like, different stories. There's pain for ourselves, and then it comes into purpose, and then it helps others. And so when you were doing that, did you even have thoughts that you were taking your own thing that you were doing and that you were leading in that? Or did you think that I'm just helping other people?
Well, when you live, when you live in a community that almost every month, every seasonal change, you hear of the death of a member, right? When you might be chatting with somebody overnight, the next morning they're gone, right? Frequent mortality rate, even of adults. It gets you to understand that you are really fighting a life of life and death. You just get to begin to think, what's the most important thing? You don't have to gatekeep. You don't have to. These are real people that you can actually help with the information. So, yes, I just throw it out there. Pick it up if you want to. And if you don't want to, criticize me all you want. It's none of my business. This is from my experience, my authentic experience that I'm trying to share with you guys. Right? It's in that light that I actually even transcended towards even promoting certain kind of treatment within the community.
Yes.
Like for me, there's a specific herbal, what do you call it, blood booster that I just use, which works for me. But I cannot teach people to say, be on it alone. You have to tell them the full steps for them to practice and know which one works for them. So it's on individual level. It's not like you just have to.
Yeah, it's like learning. You have to learn your body, learn what works for you, but giving them the suggestions to help with their own
practice. Yes, because holistic health, holistic medical practice or holistic health management practices are supposed to be unique to you, your mental health, your nutritional behavior, right? For me, I eat very slow, right? And if I eat very slow, I eat more of carbohydrate. This kind of repeat patterns that you see with yourself, you have to make the mental calculations. Is this what you need? Okay, if you don't take a lot of carbohydrates and you discover that you go out of energy very often, now what do you do to supplement that? So you now begin to take details of everything, the energy you have in your body will affect the way you think, the way you walk, the way you present and show yourself out to the world, right? You also help yourself because the world doesn't wait for you. That you cannot make school, that you cannot go to school due to your condition, doesn't mean that you will not put in the effort to improve your own body system so that you can be there, because the school will not wait for you. Okay, now if you have a career and a job, the days that you take off, that nothing waits for you, nobody waits for you, and you are just it has to be something that is on an individual level, personal level as well, for you to do this. So it's not really an easy journey, but then you have to be intentional about it.
I love that word. We should add that to the characteristics. So the list might get long, but being intentional is a characteristic of an unregulated leader. And
I agree. And I also think, as I'm listening, I'm hearing a leader, maybe a person who necessarily didn't think of themselves as a leader initially, but has been introduced to a system where they saw a void, right?
My God.
And now decided, that, okay, this isn't all it should be. There has to be more, right? Realizing that you don't have to accept whatever has been given to you as the status quo. There's got to be more. And he's gone off and started a whole new thing on how to bypass the limitations that Western medicine doesn't think of, right? Because of the parts of the world that we live, there's other social, cultural aspects of this disease that other people in other parts of the world might not be dealing with because they have adequate support for their mental, for their nutritional needs, whereby it doesn't exist here. So just that aspect of being in a system, realizing that what we've been told to do might not be enough. I call that disrupting the status quo.
I think so too. One of the things that we talk about too is the people that you're around.
Yes.
And so when we think about being disruptive, like having a support system where people are like, yeah, do that. Or that's a good idea. Oh, do that. So did you have that support system, or were you just like a one-man show that it was like you were determined to...
No. It was the founder of Maidunama Sickle Cell Foundation.
Yes.
Right? Yes, I had the desire, I had the longing to volunteer for the community. And regardless of whatever physical, personal situation I was going through over the years, whenever there was a call for outreaches, community outreaches and all that, I would volunteer myself to it. Because I felt, okay, I was self-sufficient to some extent.
Yes.
And I didn't want to hold back. So I'll volunteer for the community outreaches, and gradually she pulled me closer. And in that process, we get to share ideas, and I'll bring my suggestions. And she say, yes, she kept encouraging me. I was a very camera shy person.
Now look at you.
Been seen, right? Because yes, there's that stigma that is still on all of us, and we don't like being seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or being known through if I want to be known, I want to be known for my career, for something else, right? Not because I'm a sickle cell warrior.
Yes.
It has its own stigma and limitation to your identity. And then so it wasn't something I was ready to do.
Talk about,
but the more she encouraged me, and I saw the sincerity in what she was doing for the community. If you look at her, you would be able to appreciate her the more for whatever physical limitations and general limitations that she's going through, and still being there for the community. So I wanted to be a strength also to her. With her encouragement, I kept developing myself in information finding and all that. And when she appointed me as a president of the foundation, I was lost initially because I didn't know anything about being president of a community that it's national. We have members, older people, younger people, people of different ages, backgrounds and all that across the country, and even some people that she has built over the years from outside the country as well. And well, it was learning on the jobs, not like they have been any preparations for it. I know it's different from my work experience, because all my work experience have been I started at managerial level, director level, and all those kind of leadership has always trailed me in a way. But it's different when it's a volunteered one for the community. For your office, you're being paid for it. There are roles that are expected of you, so it's like a trade, an agreement. But for the community now, you are doing it voluntarily. You are giving yourself to them based on your own pace, based on your own why you see to it, the reason you give yourself. Nobody's pressuring you. So I thought to myself, you have to be authentic about this, because you're serving people and people can see through you.
Oh, sure.
So the more you try to pretend or fake things, they will see through you. And you will not be effective. The aim is to be effective, 100%. To educate people, to lead people. These are people, life and death issues. So the authenticity needed to be there.
It's necessary.
And that's how I just followed it. I usually enjoy following my intuition. It might come off as being rebellious sometimes because no matter what you say, if my intuition does. And you know one thing, once you go against your intuition, your entire body system kicks against it. Your skin might crawl, you might not have peace, you might not be able to sleep. You get so, but when there's a click inside, you find peace. So I like to follow that inner peace, not faking anything, not pretending. These are people that you might never talk to for the rest of eternity again, but you are trapped in the same community. What is the message you want to leave with them? Whatever is working for you, you guys take it. If it doesn't work for you, do your own research. And in doing your own research, I can help you create steps
for yourself.
The interest as well for you to be able to follow through on your own pathway. You don't have to depend on the leaders, the government, people out there. We have that problem in Nigeria that as long as it's not affecting me, it's not my problem. Sickle cell, we don't have it in our family. That's not it. Even if that's a health minister, you can imagine, I don't want to mention names, but a recent past president had 2 children that died from sickle cell and did nothing for sickle cell. 2 children from your first marriage died from sickle cell. The president, there was nothing, there was no law review, there was no emphasis on what do we do to reduce child mortality rate in this community. Because you tell me that you will never remember those kids of yours. So what do you want to do back for the community? So you get this. The leaders, they don't care. Even those that are even affected, it takes a lot for them to come up. So it has to be lead, and also personal leadership as well. You have to be personal about it to want to lead yourself in that pathway. If you are always depending on somebody to lead you, what if that person is not there tomorrow? What if? And I always try to teach them in that aspect that don't depend on me. I don't want to become the person you see like a solution or a torchbearer. I am human. I might go down the slope sometimes. Does that mean that you take me as an excuse to also go down? Just create your own pathway. Here are the steps that I've used. That I've gone through drug dependency phase, that I've had my own healing journey through vascular necrosis, had my own journey through different healings that I've been able to experiment on myself. And I do that experiment because I see myself as a martyr, right, for the community. I don't just, I think it gives me a sense of purpose. It gives me a sense of purpose to my pain. It shouldn't just be, why am I encountering this all the time? I understand that, I have had I've had years of experiences of self-healing, right? So this pain shouldn't just be wasted every time, in crisis and in crisis. Okay, what worked for me this time, I can document it. What didn't work for me, I document it. You know, you create structures, you create systems, and then you pass it on to the community. What we suffered when we were younger were the bulk of our problems were ignorance. Parents were ignorant of anything about sickle cell. We were also ignorant because the right information were not passed down to us.
And young.
Right. So now from experience, from different experiences, we can actually educate one another. That's another motivation for me. We can actually motivate one another from the experiences, what worked for you, what with that information you might be able to save somebody else's life within the community.
If you could think of what made you Because there's a lot of people in pain.
Yeah.
And they either sit in it, they complain about it, they're looking to someone else for the solution. You had the pain, but didn't you found purpose in it and did something with it. What would you say to encourage other people that are in a similar position, maybe not sickle cell, but are in pain as well? How do they turn that pain into purpose?
Okay. From my own perspective, I'll say anything that bothers you, that take away your peace, rename it. So you find peace or joy or excitement in it. You don't have to endure things. Right? Initially, when I started having insomnia issues that I had to go to the doctor for, it was like a big problem for me. When those times will come and past 2 a.m., I'm still awake, and then I'll enter panic mode. Why am I not sleeping? I shouldn't go crazy with all that.
Yeah.
But after seeing the doctor, I came back and I renamed it. Okay, this is my creativity time. Because I understood that, okay, everywhere will be more silent. I can focus more. No need of keeping in touch and all that. I just sacrifice sleep. I just renamed it creative time. And then I do a lot of my office work that I'm supposed to do during that period. But I know I've run that. I know that I can now sleep during the daytime to compensate for the nighttime. So renaming it, renaming your pain, rename your pain. You'll be able to get inspired even by that pain. Because my own, I found purpose through it that, okay, my experiences, I can document them, I can pass them along, and I'll be saving somebody else. What does your pain say to you? How do you want to take it? Because this is something that I know that will be with me for the rest of my life, right? No matter how long. If I give myself, okay, I'm 37, I need more, 50 more years to live, meaning for the next 50 years, I will still have this issue.
Yes.
Do I want to see it as a burden, or do I want to see it as something that inspires me?
Yeah.
That's the renaming for me. So
that.
for anybody that has such kind of pain, and you know it's not something you can end, just rename it.
I love that.
Find another perspective to it. There are always two sides to things. If you stay here and it doesn't work, you move to the life of duality, the life of polarity as well. If you're on this side and it doesn't work for you, find another meaning to it. That's just it.
I love that.
That is wonderful for me. And I want to go back to, again, leadership. And I know that you had mentioned that it was helpful for you, even though you had the personal experience, you had the information to share, you didn't find the confidence to do that until somebody saw something in you that said that you are capable to be a leader. That is leadership development. That also speaks to mentorship. That person inspired you. Being able, being in their orbit.
My mentor, my coach, because I was not me when I met her. She brought that person out. I was like, I used to tell myself in my head, like, this person believes in you this much.
More than you believe in yourself.
Why shouldn't you? That means there's something, and she knows that I know her character, I know her personality, I know what's at stake for her.
Right.
And she's still putting me on these platforms and introducing me to the kind of people she's introducing. I had to pick up that image as well for myself. Like, okay, maybe there's something I might be able to be doing right that I can improve on.
I love
It actually expanded my perspective. She's a good coach.
And it seems to me that even though you had the experience, everything, all you needed was that belief, was somebody to believe in you. All you needed was for your confidence to be groomed and boosted. Now, as a leader, so my question is two parts. As a leader, do you see yourself as someone who has to be, I don't want to say conscious, but just aware of your own influence? Because there might be people who are watching you and that's just what they needed to step out of their shell. And is that something that you give much thought to, just much as this other person had inspired you, had coached you, had mentored you, do you see that as your role as a leader?
Okay, for the first question, right? Maybe I do not see the world as everybody does and all that. We all have our unique perspectives to life. But and then I know from my history, I've looked at my younger ones as well, coming down to family level now. I have analyzed the lifestyle of my elder ones, the lifestyle of my younger ones, and then I saw, okay, what are their potentials, right? I knew that two men, because they are now married fathers in their respective homes, right? I saw the upcoming that was happening. Sorry, I didn't mention this earlier, but my parents' marriage had some kind of very terrible rifts, right? That had a lot of drama surrounding it, and yes, it affected our behavioral patterns, our perspectives to life. And I saw that during that period, I saw that my elder ones were responding to it differently. My younger ones were responding to it differently. I was caught in between, being the middle child. We're a family of 7, 6, 3 before me, 3 after me. So I'm like, okay, if there's anybody to influence this situation, it has to be somebody from the middle. And I started intentionally changing my behaviors to be able to shield my younger ones from the influence of it. So for me, that leadership style, you don't have to
have a title per se.
Exactly. You live by example.
Yes.
You become the sacrifice, right? Leadership is all about service.
Yes.
It is all about being the chief servant.
Yes.
You take risk. You take a lot of BS. You do sorry for using
it's
that.
fine. Yeah, no.
You take a lot of this thing, even when they don't understand what you are doing for them is for their sake. Their world, their perspective might be colored differently. But you, with your authenticity, this is what you're doing and this is the purpose you're doing it. So I actually have trained my mindset from that. And then I it's like replication.
Yes.
On a bigger platform now, right? Doing the same thing for the community, for community members. You have to stand in the spotlight. There are people that will see you and understand what you're doing.
Yes.
There are people that will see you and will misinterpret it. I like to be a creative, playful person. You can ask one of your team what do you call it, of this show. He would agree with you, right? That I play, I dance. That's the way I see life.
Yes.
But just because you feel that way or this is who you are doesn't mean you have to show it to everybody.
Yes.
That now leads us to control of people's access to you or perspective to you.
Yes.
People will see you. I can decide to join in a social media trend or campaign or something or challenge that I'll transform into a transgender or into my mother's clothes for fun or something. Somebody might see it and see the humor in it. Another person will see it and take offense in it.
Yes.
And these are all the public you're serving. These are the community you're serving.
Yes.
So this person that will take offense to it might not receive your message anymore in a positive light.
Yes.
These are the people you are called to or you assigned yourself to help. So you have to understand that, there's a control of people's perspective or where you post whatever you post. You start curtailing yourself within that limit so you don't lead other people astray. I'm a strong believer, I'm a Christian. And there's this part of the Bible where Jesus said, if it is better for a millstone to be tied around your neck and be thrown into the ocean than for you to let any of these little ones sin. People should not lose because of you rather,
right?
Or people shouldn't. You shouldn't lead people astray with your lifestyle,
right?
If you want to be your authentic self, anybody can be led astray, but be your authentic self. So that's the way I really see it.
I mean, everything that you've described this entire time describes an unregulated leader.
Yeah.
And I just love how you just gave the example of recognizing your role
Influence.
and how you show up. And based on that, you are aware. You're not changing who you are. You're just aware of the influence and the impact and how some of the things can be perceived in a negative way. And you are more concerned about the influence that you have than doing whatever it is that you want to do, because you understand the purpose on your life and the calling on your life to connect to other people. And I think that is service.
The chief servant, you are there to serve.
Yeah.
You accepted the role, you accepted the call. You convinced yourself that this, you have to do it. But if you're caught in between
It's hard.
Decision, you might, be pressured to fake it or to be authentic, that kind of thing. But if you've convinced yourself, you've taken up the image, you've taken up the identity of being a leader, of taking on the role of a leader. It is not because of title. It is not because of visibility or fame. You stand before people and they will judge you. If Jesus couldn't make the world love him, even during his time that they were up to 8 billion, what do you think people will do to you now that the internet is, people are easily to write comments? And then another thing you would be aware of, or you should be aware of, is that people can see through you.
Ooh.
Your real person is seen by people.
Yes.
You don't think... There's this popular quote that say, you can fool some of the people all the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
Yes.
People see through you. People that are like you can see you as well. They know what you're doing. There are people that we all exist in human skin. We might all belong to the same community, but we don't have all the same perspective and mindset and insight to people can see through you. If you're not your authentic self, they will see the lies.
Yes. And just to follow up with what Lavonya said, I think I already heard authenticity. I heard self-awareness. I heard dynamic, which is the ability to interpret things in a way that other people might not be. Right? Being in a situation and thinking, I'm not just going to look at it this way. Let me look for a more impactful, right? I've heard effective leadership. And it's just, again, everything that being an unregulated leader is without even speaking it. So it is very refreshing to hear. We're so blessed that you came to share. And it's not always easy to share your stories because, like you mentioned, imagine being the man with the highest office in the land and not being able to talk on such personal matters. And I think you might agree that the stigma might be one of those barriers, one of those things that make it hard for people. So I think in wrapping up, let's talk about what are the ways that people in leadership could lend their voice in fighting the stigma around sickle cell.
Good question.
Around sickle cell, the ways that people in leadership, that I see it so far is only if they are affected by it, or they are incentivized, or how do you say it? They are giving incentives.
Yes, to
if
speak
there's
about
nothing
it.
in it for them, they wouldn't talk about it. Let's not go far. If I don't talk about albinism because
it doesn't
I'm not
affect
affected
you.
by it. I'm sorry, I'm being honest, I'm being
No, that's,
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I cannot talk about it. And I know we all share community of people with health complications, right? But I don't know about them. I might even see their content and not be interested, or okay, out of empathy because I'm a leader in my community, let me know, listen to their voice as well, right? It's one of those two things, but we do not really care about things that do not concern us or pertain to us. So people in leadership position, it's either they are affected by it or you give them incentives for doing so. The government can create incentive programs, right? For commission projects. Which is cool, but the bulk of the work depends on members of the community to write their own stories,
spread awareness,
speak their own voice with their own voice, talk about their real experiences, and do all their best to pass on their experience to the next generation. I believe that's the essence of even giving birth to the next generation in the first place. Our experiences, our knowledge, our awareness, you pass on to the next generation. So
well, this has been an amazing conversation. It's so nice to meet you, and also very refreshing to hear that there are people out there like you. And but before we close, we have a pledge.
We do have a pledge. So we take being an unregulated leader seriously. Like we said, an unregulated leader is someone who just doesn't settle for the status quo. So we have a pledge that we like to do at the end of every episode.
Okay.
And
you ready?
we're going to do the pledge. And it goes something like, I pledge.
Okay, I wanted to hear it first before I pledge.
I say you just repeat after
You'll be
me.
fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry. It's something that you've already been talking about all day. You're fine.
I pledge to be an unregulated leader.
To be an unregulated leader.
And to always disrupt the status quo.
And to always disrupt the status quo.
And that's it.
And see, that's it. You was already talking about the whole time. So
You was already doing the one. Yes.
One of the last questions that we always ask is, what makes you an unregulated leader? We didn't ask it because the entire time
you already are.
So it'd be a redundant question. So listen, we appreciate it, and we appreciate you for watching this episode. This has been an amazing conversation just on our journey of learning about leadership in Nigeria. So please continue to come back, watch, subscribe, follow, all the things so that you can keep hearing more of these conversations. And we'll see you next time. Bye.